Hello Virgo, this is your October forecast and it's a power month this month because not only is your ruler Mercury retrograde from the 5th to the 26th of this month, but also we're in the eclipse season. We've got a full moon lunar eclipse and a new moon solar eclipse coming up this month. So let's see where all this activity is being activated in your life. So let's start with the Mercury retrograde. This Mercury retrograde starts out here in your 3rd house and it goes backward into your 2nd house during this time. So first thing to say, of course, it's your ruling planet. So Virgos, you are usually quite detailed, but particularly with it happening in your 3rd house initially, this is really important. I would try not to sign important contracts or important deals. I would try to, you can get into negotiations, but I wouldn't do the finalizing unless you absolutely have to. It's a very good time for any kind of research, for studying, reading, learning something, getting more knowledge. It's excellent for that, really should be good for that. And for those of you back at school, this actually Mercury retrograde will help you. Now, it's also a time, the word RE in front of anything, so good time to rewind, reassess, reconsider, and it's everything concerned with your surroundings, the people around you, the people that you're mixing with, the people that you're interacting with, Virgos. Virgos, many of you are not so outgoing necessarily, and during this Mercury retrograde you may reflect on some of your friendships, some of the agreements that have been made and maybe not kept in the way that you would have liked. So this is a time to reevaluate them, and especially as the retrograde is coming into your 2nd house of finance as well, and for the first 3.5 weeks of the month we've got Sun and Venus here in this house of finances for you. So Mercury retrograde is going to flavour this with, yes, some new financial opportunities coming in for you Virgos, some new possibilities of maybe extra earned income. And the Mercury retrograde is going to make you look more carefully at where your money's going. What are you spending it on? Is it just disappearing through your fingers? And what do you need to reassess and reevaluate to get your finances into the shape that you want them into? Sun and Venus there may make you spend money, maybe unnecessarily, and the Mercury retrograde will help you to really look at everything in a lot more detail. Again, be careful about making serious financial agreements during this retrograde. It's probably best, if you can possibly help it, to wait. Now, what it is going to be good for in this 2nd house, good for a bargain. You could find something at a really knockdown price, something you've been looking for a long time. If you do buy something during the retrograde, make sure you keep all the receipts and warranties and guarantees, because you may decide, have a change of heart when Mercury goes direct on the 26th. You may say, oh, I don't think I like this anymore, because that's what happens with Mercury energy. So it's also a very good time, if you really want to, if you've already started some kind of financial negotiations, you might get into some good renegotiation at this time. So don't forget that. Mercury retrograde isn't bad, because if you use astrology like having a weather forecast, if the meteorologists say it's going to rain, well, you'll take an umbrella with you. That's what the astrology does. It gives you some indications. It doesn't predict exact events, but it gives you a forecast as to what's likely to happen, so you can prepare yourself best. That's really one of the best ways to use astrology, because then it's empowering. It's not disempowering. Doesn't mean to say that there aren't difficult aspects that we have to deal with from time to time, but again, forewarned is forearmed. You can prepare for it mentally, emotionally, physically. You can be ready And the more prepared you are, especially mentally, the easier it can be to get through challenging situations. Now, on the 8th of the month, we've got this full moon lunar eclipse. So it's a very special full moon. And for you, it's happening here in this house of, the 8th house of money, finance, joint finances. Uranus there as well. So what full moons are all about when there are eclipses is it's all about the opportunity to end an old habit. And I think this month there's going to be a lot around money for you, Virgos. Your finances, what you think is important. The eclipses have effect for at least 6 months, sometimes 9 months, so they're very powerful. Sometimes it has immediate physical effects, but sometimes it happens on an internal level before things happen externally. But with it being a full moon, this is shining a light on any kind of joint finances that you've got. It's also wanting you to look at your values, what's important to you, what needs to go. Is there some kind of unhealthy relationship that you're in that really needs to go? It's also looking at your taxes, your insurances, anything concerned with money and how you value money and how you use money, because we are in times of utter change in terms of value. What used to be of great value is changing. It used to be of value for people to go to work from 9 till 6 or whatever and work in factories. Well, many factories are closing. Robotics are going to take away a lot of the things that people used to do for jobs. So we're having to reinvent ourselves. Uranus about reinventing yourself financially, Virgo. This is what you will have an opportunity to do, especially starting this month. On a lighter note, we've got on the 11th of the month, Venus making an exact opposition to Uranus. That could be a financial surprise of some sort, something you didn't anticipate, could be from somebody else. Just something in surprise that you didn't anticipate. On the 14th of the month, we've got a sextile. Venus is busy here from Venus to Jupiter. So that could just be a lucky day. Just something fortunate happening. And of course, if you look for fortunate things, you'll see them all around you. If you slow down enough to see everything really around you, or even just a small amount of the things around you, you'll start to feel a huge, deep sense of appreciation. And that will be uplifting, and especially uplifting on the 14th. Now, on the 23rd of the month, we've got a new moon solar eclipse at 0 degrees of Scorpio. And it's happening here for you, along with the retrograde Mercury, Saturn already there. So this is happening in this 3rd house. So for you, the 3rd house, it's connected with Mercury, your ruler. So you may find yourself having an awakening, and an awakening of consciousness, new dreams, different dreams, new ideas coming in. Yes, because remember, solar eclipses are very powerful new beginnings. You plant seeds that can start to take effect 6 months to 9 months from now. So really plant some seeds in your mind as to what you're wanting in your life. Set these new intentions, because these aspects are helping you. And even more than that, on the 24th of the month, we've got the Sun moving into this 3rd house and Venus as well. And on the 25th of the month, they are conjunct. So as you can see, there's a huge activity taking place towards the end of the month, particularly in this house of communications, learning, sharing information, services, networking, social networking, travel, short trips, visiting people. So there's a lot happening, but the main thing is, and also great for learning, what do you want to study? What do you need to go deeper into to learn and get more information? We are in a knowledge-based economy. The more knowledge you have, and Virgos, you love being qualified. You like having certifications. So this would be a great time to look into what could I qualify in that will further me along, further my career, further my life in general. You love learning, so this is the time to look at doing it more seriously. And many of you have already started. Now for much of the month, we've got Mars in this 4th house of home until the 26th of the month. And these fire planets are being activated. They're not in exact trine, but we've got Jupiter, Uranus and Mars for much of the month resonating together for you in the 4th, 8th and 12th houses. So Virgos, you may find yourself introspective a lot of this month, looking at the internal side of you. Really great time for meditating, for being peaceful. That being said, Mars in this 4th house, yes, energy into your spiritual practices. You may move. Mars in the 4th often indicates a move or a restlessness or traveling, at least wanting to travel and get away for a while. So even a short trip would do you a world of good, Virgos. On the 27th of the month, this Mars energy moving into your 5th house, joining Pluto there. So this is great for anything sporty. It's good for anybody in the entertainment business, promoting yourself, getting out there. It's very good for working with children and also for pursuing your hobbies, things that you enjoy, things that you love. It's an action-packed month, Virgos. I hope you enjoyed that. I wish you a great month. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.